it was Dashera time. We were all missing our families, and then we had this grand celebration. We all dressed in our traditional best, and the most memorable part about it was that the decision to take ACE IPM was the best decision I could ever make. My journey here has been awesome.
You know, rumor they've heard, and then that just hurts you a lot. You just feel, exam day ke bhi people on Telegram group are like,
There was a time I was getting 80 to 90 in a mock, and I was like, I can't go there. But then motivation came from Swapnil Bhaiya as well. Then there was some people doing Nagin dance.
hello everyone, welcome back to ACE IPM. I am Hridaya Gupta here. As you all know, I'm a second year student at IIM Rohtak. And today I have Dharna Gupta with us, who just aced her IIM Rohtak exam. She will be sharing with you all her preparation strategies and how she went with her exam. So hi Dharna, let's start with a very quick introduction.
So, hello everyone. My name is Hana Gupta, and I'm from Delhi. And I did my 10 plus 12th with commerce plus maths, and I got 97.8 in my class 10 and 97.6 in my class 12.
That's so great. So, Dharna, since you all have been on campus approximately 1.5 months to 2 months now, so how has your journey been like? How are you finding IIM, like living the IIM student's life? And what is the best part of campus building?
Okay, so my journey was like awesome. We had our ups and downs, but the best part about it was the Dandiya night, and particularly because it was Dashera time. We were all missing our families, and then we had this grand celebration. We all dressed in our traditional best, and the most memorable part about it was that it started with Dandiya. We all were having a great dance. We were doing Garba. Then it went on to Bollywood, and then it went to Bhangra, and then there was some people doing Nagin dance. Yeah. One more thing is that we had our microeconomics paper next day, so that was awesome.
Yeah, like being a member of the cultural club, we kept that in mind. We were like, I don't think 04 will come because exam hai. But we got the most amount of participation from these young people who just entered IIM Rohtak. And that's all about it. Like once you enter an IIM, you're very excited to live every part of it. So let's move on to very general questions. How did you prepare how did you start preparing about IPM, and who told you about IPM? Why did you come for this course?
So my cousin told me about IPM, and then we had a career counseling session in school, and the thing that catch my eye was just like most of the students, the placements. But then when I started studying about it, I loved the curriculum as well. I loved that there were so many subjects. But talking about the preparation, I was one of those enthusiastic students who took the course in March but actually started studying in September. So yeah, but when I started studying in September, I kept my studies regular. I devoted 1 hour every day.
How has your ACE IPM journey been like? Because since we know that you've been with us since a long time, what was your experience? Do you think it was the right decision to take ACE IPM over all the other coachings you have? And if yes, how was it like?
Okay, I think the decision to take ACE IPM was the best decision I could ever make. My journey here has been awesome. Like be it Swapnil Bhaiya's quant lectures, or the 1 week before we had the revision module, like that happened till 1 or 2 in the night. That was awesome. And in addition to that, the mocks of ACE IPM were brilliant. We have so many students here, and all of them gave ACE IPM's that mock, all India mock, and everyone agrees that they were the best. And when I gave Indore exam, I was so much happy because I remembered 3 to 4 short answer type question came directly from the mock. So that was awesome.
Exactly. And we're so glad that we played a major part in your success. Okay. And how did you manage boards and IP mat? Because since you know, in interview and in the process of selection, your past academic marks also play a major role. So how did you keep both of the things balanced?
Okay, so the main major challenge came in January and February because it was the time we started studying for term 2, and then there was pressure of IPMAT as well. So at that time, I decided that I will give 2 hours regularly to IPMAT and the rest of the time to my school studies. Moreover, I decided to take mocks every Sunday, so that strategy worked well.
How many mocks did you give on an average, and did you ever analyze them? What did your analysis actually, come out at the end?
Okay. So I gave almost 20 marks of Indore and only 2-3 of Rohtak. And talking about analysis, I wasn't analyzing the marks in the starting because I was actually terrified by my performance in the first, second mock. So, but afterwards I grew out of it. I started analyzing my mocks, and what I really analyzed was that my verbal marks were highly fluctuating. Like in some mock I was getting 130, and in some I was getting 90. So that was the area I had to work upon.
So how did you work on your verbal section? Because as you said, you are a student who worked on the verbal ability section, and many people actually don't pay that much importance on that section. So how did you work on it?
Okay, so I started by reading newspaper, but that was a big task for me. I actually gave up in between, and after that I started reading novels a lot. So after reading novels for 2-3 months, I again started reading the newspaper, and that strategy worked well for me.
Okay, so reading newspaper actually makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
I remember like in my paper when I gave back in, I don't know, I guess a year back, they actually picked up a ditto article from Hindustan Times, and it was actually in the editorial language. So if you actually read editorials, it makes a huge difference. Now talking about your exam day, what was your exam day like? How did you attempt questions? Were you excited to see the paper? Were you like scared कि okay मेरा paper अच्छा नहीं गया? What was it like in the examination hall?
Okay, so in the examination hall, I was feeling a lot sleepy because the last night I didn't sleep. But when the exam came, I was energetic because I liked the question paper. I was like, okay, all these things I need. So that made me feel excited. I attempted almost 107 questions out of 120. So that was a great experience.
Moving on to your interview, what was your interview like? Because interview के लिए सबकी फटी पड़ी होती है कि क्या होगा क्या होगा क्या होगा, and they all are like कि interviewers हमें खा जाएंगे, बहुत डराएंगे, this that. But now actually tell them about a good interview is like.
Okay, so honestly, my interview for me was terrible because first of all, the first 3 questions in a row, I wasn't able to answer them. I didn't know. So I was like, I don't know. So they asked me, what topics do you know? And that made me feel little bit low. But then I came out of it, and after that I told them that I know these topics, and when they asked me questions from that, I was very. Also, there was a Telegram group in which people were sending all the questions that they were getting,
Yeah.
and that made me feel a lot more nervous 5 minutes before the interview.
Exactly. In one of my videos, I even specified that you should not see Telegram before going for an interview because that actually, just your morale just goes down at the end. Talking about quads, what was your forte? What was a topic which you enjoyed studying, and one topic you just thought कि यार ये क्यों exist करता है?
Okay, geometry was the topic I hated the most, and I didn't actually do geometry. I just touched it a bit. I didn't get into depth of it. And the topic I enjoyed the most was algebra, and in that sequence series, that were the things I liked the most.
Talking about your experience, what do you think is one mistake you made which you learned from, and you want others not to make it? Like, even if a mistake you made, you are here at IIM Rohtak, but do you think there was a mistake you think you wouldn't have made and you would have been better?
I believe that I should have, like, 1 week before the exams, I became completely inactive. I didn't study a lot. I didn't study anything. I was like, I didn't even analyze my all the previous mocks did I give. That was a big mistake. Plus, seeing the Telegram groups and seeing what others have to say was also a big mistake. There were some students when IIM Rohtak cutoffs came, when
Yeah.
was called for interview, they were like that the cutoff is above 400 and things like that.
People just keep telling any random, rumor they've heard, and then that just hurts you a lot. You just feel, you know, exam day ki bhi people on Telegram group are like, मैंने तो सब attempt कर लिए, मेरा तो निकल जाएगा, you know, and then you just feel कि shit यार, तुम self doubt करते हो कि मैंने अच्छा किया है कि नहीं, मेरा क्या होगा. So again, I'm telling Telegram पे be there, but for just informative basis. Don't indulge in essay conversations and don't read Telegram chats. They will just worsen things for you. Apart from that, let's just talk about your journey. Like when you got to know about IPM to now you're standing in front of an IIM. So how was your journey? Initially बहुत ups and downs आए होंगे, रोए होंगे, marks क्यों नहीं आ रहा है. तो how does it feel कि अभी सब सपने पूरे हो गए almost?
So it is awesome. Like in starting, we were like, I was like, I can't go there because there was a time I was getting 80 to 90 in a mock, and I was like, I can't go there. But then motivation came from Swapnil Bhaiya as well, that he actually gave us a lot of inspiring stories and things like that, and our parents' side as well. And now that we see how I was seeing that how my marks were improving. So I was like, that's a memorable journey, because even now I think that we learned a lot. I can relate to things that we learned in our classes as well. So that is the most memorable part of it.
And any advice you would like to give to your future juniors who would be coming in as 05 of IIM Rohtak?
Yeah, so the advice I would like to give is, first, that do study verbal ability. That is something that most of the students don't do. Even here also, many people who didn't clear Indore exam was due to verbal ability cutoff only. And the second thing is that do analyze the mocks, because I have seen there are some students here as well who say that I didn't study, I didn't actually give mocks, I didn't analyze the mocks. But the thing is that there are outliers, but to actually come into an IIM, you have to study seriously and you have to analyze.
Yeah, very well said. So that is it for this interview, guys. I hope you all liked it. I hope you all learned a lot from Dharna's experience. And do stay tuned for more such interview videos. We will be having more such aspirants who just aced their exam. You can book a free mentoring session with ACE IPM if you want to get to know about us more, and if you want us to be in this journey with you. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.
So now, how can we get you started? Go to aceipm.com. Over here, you will see the free counseling button. Click on that, enter your details, and a future senior of yours from IIM is going to give you a call, and you can get all your doubts clarified from them.